Hi everyone, it's Jess and I'm really sorry that I didn't post a video on Sunday as I said that I was going to be doing. As on my last sort of announcement video, I know that I said I was going to upload every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, and I understand it is now Tuesday and I haven't uploaded a video on Sunday. So I wasn't feeling very well over the weekend, so I didn't have any time to film because I wasn't feeling up to it. And also I'm doing like a vlog which is going to be posted up on Sundays, and I only had sort of about 5 minutes of unedited video, so I knew that it wasn't going to be very long. So I think I'm going to record all of that video and post the end of this week on Sunday for all of my vlogs so far of my 30-day reading challenge, and then carry on from the weeks from there on, because I know I started the vlog sort of like halfway through the week last week, and I'm now filming and it's like 8 o'clock I think in the evening, because I have been skydiving, indoor skydiving all day, and I'm a little bit tired, but I am not going to miss another video schedule, and I haven't had anything planned because I haven't been feeling very well. Well, I have something planned but I haven't managed to film anything yet, so I'm going to do that now and hopefully you guys can forgive me. But yeah, so today I am going to bring you the You're Not Good Enough book tag. I got tagged by Jade at Jade Reads for this tag I think like a month ago, and I've been so busy that I haven't managed to get around to it yet, so I'm sorry Jade, but I am now finally doing the tag, and I know that a lot of people have been doing it recently and I'm a little bit behind on the times of it, but I thought I would just do it anyway. And I have my little butterbeer cup that I got from the Warner Brothers Studios in London, with all of my little names inside, so I'm going to do this now. So let's get into the tag. The first question I have written in my little book says, so you only have one more spot on your spelling bee team. Who would you pick to compete in your team? So let's pick 2. And the first one I have is Jest from Heartless, and then the second that I have is Chase from Shadowhunters. So I haven't actually read any of the Mortal Instruments books, I've just watched the TV series, so that is what I have to go on from here. And for my spelling bee team, I don't really know if either of these are a good pick, to be honest. I don't think I know much about them in the way of spelling. I guess just to pick academically, I suppose Jest is more of like, so Jest is from the Book of Heartless, which if you didn't know is like a retelling of Alice in Wonderland of the Queen of Hearts before she becomes the Queen of Hearts. So I suppose maybe I'm going to have to pick Chase for my spelling bee team, just because I suppose he's more current in the times maybe, and maybe his spelling might be a little bit better than Jest's. But yeah, this is a really hard one because I don't think either of these would be a very good pick. They definitely wouldn't be the one, like any character I would pick for my spelling bee team, but either way I'm going to pick Jace, and I'm sorry Jess, but you're not good enough for this one. And then the second question is, so both characters want to kill you, which one would you kill first so you had a better chance of survival? So the first one I have is Newt Scamander, and the second one I have is Alex from the Shadowhunters. So who would I kill first? Oh, that's really hard because I like both of these characters. I don't really know, because obviously Newt obviously has magic, so he has a wand so he can like attack you from further away, whereas Alex doesn't have that power, so you would have to fight him in a physical fight, which, I mean, I don't think I would win either way, but I think I would have to kill Newt just because he could attack me from further away. But then I guess if I stole his wand, then he would be a little bit defenseless, so it would depend. Can I steal his wand? I don't think that counts. I don't think I can kill someone and steal a wand. So I think I am going to say I'm going to kill Newt because he can attack me further away. But either way, I don't think I'm going to win against Alec from the Shadowhunters. Anyway, so the next one is, so you are on the Bachelor or Bachelorette and you are down to your last rose. Who would you give it to? And the first one I have got is Aiden from Illuminae and Professor McGonagall from Harry Potter. So it's kind of hard because Aiden is obviously a computer. He's like the AI system from Illuminae. So it would be a bit weird to give him a rose because he's not supposed to feel emotion. So that would be a bit weird. Either way, I love McGonagall. She is absolutely hilarious. She's one of my favourite professors from Harry Potter. So by far, I would definitely give McGonagall my rose because I just love her. Every single bit about her. She's so sassy and it's just hilarious. And I absolutely love her. So I'm sorry, Aiden, but you are not good enough. The fourth question. So you have been picked for the Hunger Games. Who would most likely volunteer in your place? So the next two I got for this one was Mrs. Weasley from Harry Potter and Gale from the Hunger Games. So even though it kind of doesn't work that way, but then, this is a really hard one because I feel like Gale would probably have the heart maybe to volunteer if he had the option. I know that if he could have volunteered for Katniss, he probably would have. And then Mrs. Weasley, I know she definitely has the heart for all of her children and she would put them first over her own life. So I know that she would definitely also put herself forward to fight in the Hunger Games against everyone else for me. So I think that I'm going to pick... Now I need to think about who's going to most likely win. So I think I'm going to pick Mrs. Weasley for this one because obviously she has magic on her side and she can attack people from further away and that kind of thing. Whereas Gale, like, yeah, he's good at hunting and things, but I don't know, he's not my favourite. I just feel like Mrs. Weasley has more of a heart and would definitely volunteer for one of her children, so I feel like she would probably volunteer for me over Gale. And the fifth question is, you are stranded on an island, which character would you sacrifice to engage in cannibalism? Katniss from the Hunger Games, Sansa from Game of Thrones. So I've only read half of the first Game of Thrones book and I haven't watched the TV series, so that is all I am going, like, all the opinions I have of Sansa at this moment. And also, yeah, I haven't read a lot of books, so I kind of had to pick characters which I knew a lot of you would know, and yeah, I kind of had to pick quite a few. So which one, so I guess I have to pick which one I dislike the most and the one that I suppose would help us on the island the most, maybe. I think that I would kill Sansa to engage in cannibalism because I feel like Katniss, if I was stranded on a desert, on a like island, she would probably be the most helpful for our survival. So I feel like she probably wouldn't be my first pick of someone to kill, even though I find her quite irritating. I feel like she would be quite valuable to us. So I think I've got to say Sansa. I'm really sorry, but you are not good enough. The next question is, so you are the next DC or Marvel superhero with your own TV show. Who is your sidekick? Nimona from Nimona, obviously. Umbridge from Harry Potter. So I definitely don't think I would want Umbridge as my sidekick because obviously DC and Marvel characters are supposed to be good. So I feel like Umbridge wouldn't really fit into that category very well, and Nimona is already the sidekick of a superhero, kind of, so I feel like she would work really well because she already kind of knows what she's doing. So yeah, the moon, I'm picking you, and sorry Umbridge, but you are absolutely never going to be good enough for me. The next question is, you are a manager of an avocado admiring company. Who would you fire for lack of communication skills? Dumbledore from Harry Potter, Denna from A Fire and Stars. I feel like they both keep a lot of secrets to themselves, so maybe the communication skills aren't going to be the best. I really like Denna's character, but then obviously it's Dumbledore. Everybody loves Dumbledore. I guess Dumbledore's more old and wise, so he kind of knows about that kind of thing. I think I am going to pick Dumbledore for keeping in my avocado company. So I think, Denna, I'm really sorry, but you're not good enough, and I think I would fire you for lack of communication skills. But either way, I don't think either of these are going to be overly terrible at communication, but they're either not that great either, so it's kind of hard quite to pick. But I think, Denna, you're not good enough. Then the next question is, so you have just finished a book in which your favourite character dies. Which character is most likely to comfort you? Luna from Harry Potter, Julian from Caraval. I think Luna would actually be really good at comforting somebody, because she just has such a big heart and she just says like the stupidest things, and she doesn't quite realise like how funny she's being almost, and how she just like tries her best to really try and comfort people when maybe they're not feeling quite normal as everybody else, as she kind of feels that way herself. And I think Julian kind of was at his own motives a little bit in the story, even though I know it wasn't his fault and he was kind of tied. I don't really want to give away any spoilers. I feel like he probably wouldn't comfort somebody from the kind of vibe that I got from him from Caraval, so I definitely think Luna would be the best one for this. So sorry Julian, you are not good enough, even though you were my favourite character and I loved you so much, but I'm really sorry, doing this kind of better. The next question is, it's high school. Who would most likely be part of the popular clique? Ron from Harry Potter, Voldemort from Harry Potter. Now I've always found, like, no offence if you're part of a popular clique, but popular clique's kind of like the bullies, kind of. So even though obviously Ron is kind of part of the popular clique because it's part of like one of the chosen ones kind of thing, but I think Voldemort would be more of the part of the popular clique, just because he would bully everyone into being his friend and thinking he's the popular one. So I think, sorry Ron, I don't think you're good enough for this, but you were definitely good enough. I just think Voldemort would be better at making sure everybody liked him the most. Question 10 is, the day has arrived, you're finally a year older. Who would have the nerve to forget your birthday? Effie from the Hunger Games, Hermione from Harry Potter. Now I feel like Hermione remembers absolutely everything. She is just absorbs all of the information she's ever given, and I feel like I don't know too much about Effie in that kind of regards, but I feel like Hermione would definitely remember my birthday, so sorry Effie, you are not good enough. You've just found an upcoming booktube star. Who would it most likely be? Mare from A Fire and Stars, Arya from Game of Thrones. So obviously again I'm going from like halfway through the first book of Arya, so don't judge me. I think Arya would probably be better, just because Mare is a little bit awkward, I suppose, at times, and she kind of doesn't really care about anything but herself. So I feel like Arya would probably be better, but not by very much. I don't feel like either of these characters would be very good at booktube. But yes, I think Arya, you are my pick. So Mare, I'm sorry, but you are not good enough. The next question is sleepover time. Unfortunately, you can only invite one person. Who would you invite? Scarlett from Caraval, Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. I think I am definitely going to pick Scarlett because I loved the story of Caraval and she was just really clever, and I don't want to give too much away, but I just feel like Jon probably wouldn't be a very good sleepover buddy. So definitely I would pick Scarlett. So John, I'm sorry, but you're not good enough. Bam, you're pregnant. Who is the mother or father? Lupin from Harry Potter, Alice from Alice in Wonderland. So Lupin, if you haven't seen a few of my videos where I talk about Harry Potter, is my absolute all-time favourite character. I just love him to pieces. Just everything about him I just love absolutely. And I'm sorry, Alice, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be the father or mother of my child. So yeah, Lupin is definitely my all-time favourite and will always be. So he is definitely the father of my child, obviously. And Alice, sorry, but you are not good enough. You have just woken up and it's time for breakfast. Your mum has been replaced by who? Ezra from Illuminae, Snape from Harry Potter. I don't think either of those are good picks, to be honest. I think Snape, because he did actually have a really big heart. I kind of feel like he would actually be quite good as a parent, and definitely, like, yeah, would just be strict when it needed to be, but he's also quite loving at the same time, and he's quite proud, I guess, of his house and that kind of thing, so that's quite nice. I suppose he'd be quite proud of his family. I just feel like Ezra just wouldn't be very good as a parent either. So yeah, sorry Ezra, but you're not good enough. Ah, I missed a question. Hold on, I missed question 14. So you have written a super important text. Who would see it and not reply? Peter from the Hunger Games, Fred and George from Harry Potter, and I just decided to put them in because they're just together all the time. So who would see it and not reply? Because Fred and George are obviously always busy creating antics, but I feel like they're really loving friends and family, so I feel like they would probably always reply. And Peter, again, like, I am a fan of the Hunger Games, but just not hugely, so I don't feel anything lovingly towards him. So I'm sorry Peter, but you are not good enough. So the final thing to do is to tag some people to take part, and obviously I've been out all day and I haven't looked to see who has done this tag and who hasn't, so I think I'm just going to put some people down below, so have a little check in the description, and yeah, I shall tag some people down there. So thanks again for Jade for tagging me in this tag, and I shall see you soon guys on Thursday. This video will go up on Tuesday, it's just going to happen, but yeah, thank you so much for your time, and I shall see you again soon in my next video on Thursday. Thanks guys.